show here on KOXE. I'm Derek Stuckley along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett, who is back from a week in Lubbock.
Thank goodness. Golly.
So, on that note, how was your time?
Well, do you want a weather report or a boredom hotel report?
Tell us everything.
Well, it's real simple. One day it's going to be decent, the next day it's going to be horrible. It was that way for boys golf. It was that way for girls golf. It was that way for track. Worst being track. Not only was it cold on Friday and the wind was blowing on Saturday, we had a hour and a half delay because of lightning and rain, and it pretty much misted and drizzled all day long. I felt sorry for those kids that were out there running. Saw a couple of hamstring injuries. One of them came with our district. The kid from Mineral Wells who was leading the 200 and came around the turd with the lead, and he pulled a muscle. So I feel for those kids. They were out there running. I was standing there with every bit of clothing that I had on. Thank goodness I took enough because it was almost not enough. It was so cold and rainy and all that. But I felt for those kids out there trying to stretch and stay warm and get ready to run. On top of that, very pleased with the way our kids performed and blocked out the elements and went out there and competed. I thought it was phenomenal for them. I even got some compliments from some other athletic directors that evening, sent me texts just saying how well our kids were, how they performed, how they carry themselves, which is always the highest compliment you can get paid. So all in all, it was an awesome week. Just going down the list, as we know, our boys qualified for the second year in a row as a team for the state golf tournament. That'll be April the 29th and 30th. That's next Monday, Tuesday. So we'll be off doing that. The girls did not qualify, but got to spend 2 days with them. Very competitive they are. Regardless of the score that they shot, they were still out there grinding. I really admire that. Got to be around them. It was neat for me. I don't get to see them as much, but their attitudes are phenomenal. They're very personable young ladies, and was proud of all of them. I mean, they fought as hard as they could and had a great experience. I learned a little lesson from them on just attitude and how you handle things. So it was enjoyable to see them play, and I'm very proud of them getting to be able to go as a team and play in the regional golf tournament. That's a big deal. On the track side, we had Ike Hall PR'd on his very first jump 48. Is pretty neat because everyone's fighting to get in, and you know that he has the ability to. He already had a 2-foot lead on anybody in the triple jump, but knowing that he could go 48 and wanted to go 48, it was cold. He still jumped 48.4 on his first jump, which just eliminated the rest of the field. I mean, it just demolished the best jump in 5A was 45 foot, just to show you how impressive that jump was. He wasn't on the board yet, which is about 10 inches short that he could gain just by getting on the board properly. Really was trying to work on that. Wanted to jump again. So we decided, Coach Clark and Coach Jackson decided to let him jump again. And the second jump, he jumped 48.4 and a quarter, so he increased it by a quarter. But a phenomenal day for him. And then Marcelo Hooker finished second, jumping 44.4, which was a PR for him. So both of them advanced to state in the triple jump, and then turned around and Ike won the long jump with a 23 and something. And then Marcelo was third. So great showing by them. Very proud of both of them. Both of them having an opportunity to go to state. Our relays for the boys competed well. Ran better times day 2 than day 1, which was good. Even though the weather was worse, it just shows their perseverance and their willingness to adapt to the environment, which we talk about that all the time, not just in athletics, but in life, man. You're thrown punches. That's how you respond to those punches, whether it be time change, whether it be weather condition, whether it's movement of facilities, whatever it may be. You just got to embrace it and roll and move on and stay focused on the task at hand, and I thought they did a good job of that. Very pleased with their efforts. And then on the girls' side, I couldn't have been more tickled. I mean, we came in sitting third in the 4x2. Kate Tennell has been battling some back issues, and on Friday she looked like her back was hurting her pretty good. You could just tell she wasn't as smooth as she wanted to be. And they came out and ran the 4x2, got her the baton with about a 10-yard lead, and she never relinquished that. It was awesome to watch. They went from third to first and won the region in the 4x2. And those young ladies, Isis Hall runs the first leg, Kaya Phillips runs the second leg, Anaya Hines ran the third leg, and then Kate ran the fourth leg. Phenomenal showing by them. I was really proud of them and pleased with that. And then Kaya won the 200, so she's going to state as a freshman. In the 200, we had Hannah Dean was in the high jump, and bless her heart, she could have won that thing, but she's been battling a quad injury since the early in the season, and she's been just fighting through it, and she went out in the cold and competed. Wasn't able to clear 5.4, which is what won it, and we all know she's more than capable of going way higher than that, but she was battling. I felt for her because it's the just like the Mineral Wells kid that you have an opportunity to go to the state track meets, which is rare, and to have an injury that keeps you from doing that is tough. But all in all, I mean, I thought the girls had a great performance. You know, we had Haley Atkins run the mile, got to compete in that, was awesome. Sydney Wyndham competed in the 800, and then went into was on the mile relay. Our mile relay was set in third. They finished third, but you got two really dominant teams in Crum and Canyon. Canyon's phenomenal in the distance. I don't know how they do it. We talked to Coach Lipsy, and we're going to see if we can't get some information from them, because in my course of being here and being in that region, they've dominated boys and girls distance. It's amazing to see how well those kids perform, so I expect some good things from them. But all in all, it was an awesome week. We performed really well. I couldn't have been any prouder of our kids and our coaches and what they did. It was a great week to be a Brownwood Lion and Lady Lion, that's for sure.
Yes, that's 5 entries going to the state track meet, and they will compete, I believe it's on Thursday, May the 2nd.
May the 2nd. We'll be there.
And then, we mentioned golf last week, boys golf. How Hudson Reagan and Sir Jones kind of carried the load some.
Yeah.
But Caleb Mottowell and Kobe Walker stepped up here.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I think Caleb shot I'm going to be a stroke or two off. I think he shot a 76 on day one, a 77 on day two, which he's extremely consistent. He's a very consistent golfer, and he started the second day with a triple bogey on the first hole and overcame that and finished out the rest of the 17 holes and sort of anchored us, Kobe Walker shot a 76 on day one, and when the wind blew so hard on day two, he shot a 75. So it was nice. We knew that our 3, 4, and 5 were going to have to perform well. Peyton Sharp was our 5. I thought he did extremely well day 2 as well. Our goal going into day 2 was we felt like it was going to be difficult to catch Bridgeport or to catch Andrews after their first day total, but we knew that Andrews Gold and that Canyon Randall had a chance to catch us if we didn't perform. And every match that I witnessed, which was all of them except the last 2, I didn't get to see those 2 play. Coach Jones was at them, and I was with the 3, 4, and 5. But they put so much pressure on Canyon by the way they played that they sort of buckled. And each one of our groups, other than Sir's group, we beat Canyon in a head-to-head match, so that was important. But to see our 3 and 4 pick up 1 and 2 when they had an off day, which they rarely ever have an off day, was very nice to see, and it helped us get to the state tournament. So it was an all-in-all great team effort.
Yeah, the team that we kept out of the state tournament by finishing third
was a defending state champion. That's right.
So yeah, that tells you how difficult that region is. If anybody has
yeah, it's an extreme. I mean, you got 3 teams that aren't going that can compete with anybody any other region that's out there. So we'll send 3 to the state tournament, and I expect all 3 of those to be in the top. We could go 1, 2, 3. So we'll see how it goes. We're more than capable of shooting the scores that Andrews Black and Bridgeport shot. It's just going to take a great effort. They're 2 phenomenal golf teams. They really are. Andrews wound up catching Bridgeport, beating them by 1 stroke. I think they shot a 597 and a 596, or 597, 598. We shot a 609, I think it was. So you're right there. It's just 1 stroke here or there on certain holes, and we can get it done. So I look forward to Monday, Tuesday next week in Kingsland.
Much better than last year, but they had like a month off between
yes.
regionals and
Yes.
state. So this is kind of staying in rhythm a little bit. What else is going on, Coach?
Well, this week we have baseball going to Glen Rose to finish out their last 2 games of district. They are the district champions. They won that in Stephenville and locked that up last week, or the week before Friday. So congratulations to them, but yet we still want to finish strong. and use those 2 games as an opportunity to stay consistent in what we do. You know, they dropped their game against Alamo Heights. We're in the lead at a certain point. That's a 5A district champion that they're playing, so they're a worthy opponent, but gave them sometimes a loss late in a game that doesn't matter is important because it just sort of resets you and realize that, hey, we got to continue to focus if we want to maintain a high level of play. So hopefully they'll do that on Tuesday, and then they'll play at home on Friday at 4:30 and 7, and finish out their district, and then look forward to probably it's either going to be Levelland, San Angelo Lakeview, or Lubbock Estacada. There's an opportunity for Levelland to win a couple of games. You just know this, it's those 3 schools. They're 1 game apart. 2 of them are tied, and one's 1 game behind. But it looks like they could come down to the last Friday to determine who will play, and trying to find playoff scenarios, possibly being Abilene or Sweetwater with those matchups. So that's on the boys' side. On the girls' side, we have we're playing Snyder at Abilene Cooper. That's Friday at 5 o'clock at Abilene Cooper. And then on Saturday, they'll play at 1 o'clock for the second game. If a third game's needed, they'll play 30 minutes after that. Go. Teams behind us, I think that Sweetwater and Stephenville will play right behind us. So opportunity to look at possibly another school you may meet up with later other than Stephenville. So that's what's going on for the week.
Yeah, listen to follow some of the baseball game of the night. We were up 5-1.
Yeah.
About midway through, and like you mentioned, Alamo Heights is they're 20-6 on the season and 13-0. They got a pretty good.
Yeah, they do. Good 5A school, and that's the kind of game you want to play. You don't really want to play a lesser opponent. You want to play someone that's going to challenge you. And like I said, I remember when I was a baseball coach, we played the same type game. We were down, I think 9-0 against a team that was bigger than we were. It was a great baseball team, and we wound up coming back and winning that game, which was bad for us because we felt like it didn't matter what the situation was, we were going to come back and win. And unfortunately, in the playoffs, we got beat by a team that we felt we shouldn't have got beat by because we didn't have that all of a sudden, hey, wait a second, you can lose a game. And at that time, we were undefeated, so we felt like we were invincible, and we were. So we took it on the chin early. Hopefully that's an opportunity for our boys to realize, hey, man, we got to focus every inning. You got to block out the last inning, go play the next one, minimize mistakes. So I think sometimes a loss late, like I said, will refocus you and get you back where you need to be to make sure you're focusing hard in practice and being prepared to play in those games.
Softball, I think they've seen Snyder before in a tournament this year, and they've kind of had their ups and downs in district, but they're back in the playoffs.
Yep, they sure are. They're the 1 seed, we're the 4 seed, so they're a 1 seed for a reason. So we're going to have to bring our A game, and our girls proven that they can do that, beating Graham, which was the first place team in our district. So they just got to show up and play a solid 7 innings.
All right. What else we need to talk about today, Coach?
I think we hit most everything, hadn't we? We do have regional tennis. We had the qualifiers in region. I think that's going to be May the 10th and the 11th. So they're sort of been backed up a little bit. They sort of took the golf route this year, the way the UIL scheduled that. But I'll go to Lubbock on the 10th and watch those guys play, girls and guys play. Hopefully they can get to Saturday and play on Saturday, which means I give them a chance to get into the state tournament. So we'll go do that and wish them the best of luck as well.
Any news on football, bond stuff?
Well, rain. So hopefully they're still working on the indoor part of it. Outside's got some water holding up. I saw them sucking some of that off this morning. We will start our league play for 7-on-7 first weekend in May, first Monday in May. And then our first state qualifier is the 25th of May. We'll host our state qualifier on June the 1st. And then renovations to Gordonwood Stadium will start around the 29th of April, which will be the new lights and the new turf, which is what we'll have this year for the football season. And then once the football season is done, they'll go to second phase, which is full construction of everything else, press box and concession stands and locker rooms and additional bleachers. And it's going to be a lot of movement after the football season.
Plenty going on again.
A lot going on. It's good stuff.
All right. What else, Coach?
And let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howie Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Admin, MC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Tees.
All right, that'll wrap up today's show. We will be back here Wednesday on the Brownwood Lions Coach Show on KOXE app.
Have a great day, Brownwood.